Enrico Fermi, you rascal. This is one mess you won't be able to talk your way out of. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. My name is Mandy, and I work for the Ottawa Public Library. Welcome to the Creators YouTube series. Today, we'll be making homemade ice cream, which is great because I've been craving a cool treat. Fortunately, I know how to make my own with science. So, let's rev up our brains, put on our science pants, and get ready to experiment. You will need half a cup of homogenized milk, half a cup of whipping cream, a quarter cup of sugar, half a teaspoon of vanilla, a cup of rock salt, and some ice. Now, this salt that we're using today, rock salt, this is actually often called driveway salt. It's the same kind of salt that you would use to put on your driveway to keep it from getting too icy. It often comes in a giant bag like this. Ugh. Although sometimes it's sold in a small box and called ice cream salt, but it's exactly the same thing. The important thing about this salt, though, is it is not edible. You cannot eat it. Please do not eat this salt. It will make you very sick if you do eat it. Now, if you do not have rock salt, you can use other kinds of salt. You can use kosher salt or coarse salt. This has slightly bigger grains. Or you can just use regular table salt. Any of these will work. The rock salt does work the best, though, if you can get that. So, that being said, here is how we make our ice cream. So if you have one of these big 2-cup measuring cups, these work great for this. If you don't, you could just use a bowl, measure it in the smaller cup, and pour it in. So I'm going to pour in my half a cup of homogenized milk. There we go. And then, see, I can see it goes up to the half cup right there. I'm going to pour in my half cup of whipping cream. So when I do that, now the liquid is at the full cup mark right there. Then I will add my quarter cup of sugar. There we go. And my half a teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. So then I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to stir that really, really, really good so that all of that sugar dissolves and all of that vanilla gets mixed in well. Stir that really well until you'll be able to feel the sugar dissolving in there. There we go. So now I'm going to need a bag. Now we're going to need actually 2 bags for this, a smaller bag and a large bag. I would recommend you get one of these ones with the zippers because they're really, really strong and you do not want these bags to open while you're in the middle of making your ice cream. So zipper bag is best. And to make this easier, I'm going to put my bag in my bowl and pour in my mixture. That way, if anything spills, it goes into the bag and not onto the table. Now, I can see that some of my sugar didn't quite dissolve. So I'm just going to scrape that out into the bag. If you find that happens, don't worry about it because the sugar will dissolve while we're making the ice cream. So there we go. We're going to put that over there and I'm going to put my other stuff in there and we're going to Zip that up almost all the way. Then we're going to just gently kind of squish it a bit so that the air comes out. So we'll leave that there for a sec. And we're going to take our big bag and we're going to put in about half of our ice. Ooh, that's good. This is such a great thing to make on a really hot summer day because it helps to cool you down even while you're just making it. Oops. Okay, so we got about half of our ice in there, and then we're going to put in about half of our salt. There we go. All right. There we go. So just give that a little shake. And then we put in our ice cream mix. Okay, nice and snug. Check to make sure that's nice and zipped up. And then we're going to put in the rest of our ice. Ooh, it's already starting to melt. I gotta get going here. There you go. It's also really good to keep your ingredients as cold as possible. What I should have done maybe was put my milk carton and my cream carton on the ice while I was getting ready, but that's okay. So we'll get more of our ice here. Oh, it's so cold. Oh. The things I do for science. There we go. Okay, put in the rest of our salts. Okay. And then once again, we're going to seal that up almost all the way. Just leave a little bit and then push it to get a lot of that air out of there. Okay. So there we've got ice, salt, and our ice cream mix. When making ice cream, low temperatures are important. The ice is important, but the salt is just as important because it helps the bag get colder than it would with just ice in it. It has to do with something called freezing point depression. Water, just like everything else in the universe, is made up of molecules, which are tiny little things we can't see. Molecules themselves are made up of even smaller things, but we'll get to that on another day. For now, all you need to know is that liquid is one of the forms water can be in. The others being gas, water vapor or steam, plasma, the superheated state of matter, and ice, which is the solid form of water and what we're going to be dealing with today. When the temperature of liquid water drops below 0 degrees Celsius, the way its molecules behave changes. Imagine a bunch of kids at recess all moving around and bouncing off each other. That's how the molecules in liquid water behave. If we want to turn that water to ice, we have to slow down those molecules and make them line up. In other words, freeze them. The way we do that is by lowering the temperature. Imagine those kids in that playground lining up to go inside. And the cold is like the teacher ringing the bell. So far, so good. But what happens when we introduce salt molecules into the process? Well, it's sort of like when you're lining up to go inside from recess and a whole bunch of ostriches show up. And they make it harder for the kids in line to stay lined up, all pecking kids and distracting them with card tricks and laying gigantic eggs everywhere, just making everything complicated. And the teacher is ringing the bell extra hard and the kids can't line up as easily. In the same way, the salt is actually making the water colder while keeping it from freezing. This is called freezing point depression, meaning the salt makes the temperature at which water freezes lower than it is for pure water. Because our water and ice are now colder than freezing, it helps to turn our milk and cream into ice cream. Sorry, I got distracted by science. Now back to making ice cream. Now the fun part. You're going to take your bag, you're going to wrap it up in a tea towel because it's very cold and your hands will get very cold while you're making it. So you're going to wrap it up and then you're going to shake it for 5 minutes until your liquid ice cream mix turns to ice cream. And while you're shaking it, why not shake your whole self too and have a shaken rock and roll dance party?
Now women did that for you. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright now, mama.
All right, let's see how it turned out. Open up our one bag. And, oh, it looks good. So let's dry that off a bit. We'll just dry that off and we'll see how it turned out. That looks like ice cream to me. Ooh. So there we go. We have our vanilla ice cream. We can, if we want, we could put that in a bowl, or you could put that on a cone, or you can just eat it out of the bag. So today we made vanilla ice cream, but you can make any flavor you like. For example, strawberry. Just smash up some frozen strawberries and add those in. That'd be delicious. Or chocolate. Put in some cocoa powder and add in some big chunks of chocolate. That's good too. Or you could just add your favorite toppings to your vanilla. Here we have some cookies, cookie crumbs. That's always delicious. Or maybe some sprinkles. I hope you all had fun making ice cream today and learning about freezing point depression. Tune in next week for a fantastic French creators video, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Until then, stay frosty and keep experimenting.